Hey everyone, it's Adele and April from Just Say Scrap Close to My Heart, and we are here with Throw It Together Thursday number 20. So don't mind my hair, she looks really pretty, but my hair looks like a mess because I got stuck on the Northern State yesterday with a flat tire with Brendan and a few friends. So
in the rain.
This was the result. It's very, 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 very curly, but this is what you get, sorry. So we have our Throw It Together Thursday today. Let's see if I can get this right. We are doing we're going back and doing the Share the Joy, making that into a shaker card. We are doing our one-of-a-kind embellishments from the other day. We're doing the splatter paint, the white on white, and I am missing one more. Oh, and the embossing on vellum.
And the making your own.
I just said that,
Oh,
one-of-a-kind embellishments. So those are the 5 techniques, and we're gonna go through them together. All right, so we are set up here today. We are actually going to be making thank you cards that I am actually using for my engagement party, but we figured why not do it with you guys while we have all these wonderful techniques that we have showed you these past few weeks. So what I'm actually doing for this card in particular is I'm not actually going to be using every single technique, but I just kind of wanted to show you how you can see a few of them split up, and then later on we are going to be going to that full page with the texture paste and the shimmer brush that I've already done. So what we're gonna do today is we're starting out with one of our basic cards. These cards are the 4 1/4 by 5 1/2 White Daisy cards. Perfect for everything. And I've got my Versamat here. Remember, you always wanna work on a harder surface. And what I'm gonna do is to start my card, I'm going to take the first technique that we had using the shimmer brush. So I have my Sugar Plum shimmer brush here. It is not used. We have like 5,000 of them, so we have used this in the past. But I'm gonna show you how to once again start it. So you saw me just take off that little yellow circle in the middle. Just super simple. Just twist it off, twist this back on, and you wanna keep twisting it until you hear a pop. So I twist it on a little, usually take the cap off, and then I continue because it's easier to grab the top that way. And now it is touching that. So remember, you always gotta shake the shimmer brushes. And before you start with the new one, you want a tissue or paper towel. This is in case you squeeze a little bit too hard. You don't want the shimmer going everywhere. But because this is a color, you're probably gonna be able to see it a lot better than clear. So let me squeeze a little bit here. You can actually see it came out on the other side. Squeezing a little bit more, and it is coming down on my brush now. Perfect. So do you see that like bunch there? We just got to get it started, and I think we're good. It's coming out. Let's see if it works. Okay, I need a little bit more on that brush. Oh, now it's on my hand, aka why I have a napkin or tissue. Perfect. It's coming out on the brush. There we go. Now it's started. Okay, so I'm gonna squeeze a little bit more, and now I've got that extra ink on my shimmer brush. And remember, just gonna tap it and get some sparkle on my page here. So this you can see a lot better than the mint, which what we did the first one with. But you can see how cool that looks. Doesn't that look awesome, Mama?
Oh yes,
looks so cool. So we have that to start with. I'm gonna put this to the side just for now. And I'm gonna bring my Cuttlebug in. So as you remember, we were using the embossing folder, the Damask embossing folder. Unfortunately, this one is retired. We do have a new one that we just got in, so we will show you that. But I'm using the Damask for the purpose of this card. And I wanted to show you 2 different ways that we can use it. So I already cut out my pieces of vellum. I've cut them at 4 1/4 by 3 3/4. So that's what I have here. So how I'm gonna show you the difference is when we actually showed you this technique, we ripped it after we embossed it. But today, I'm just gonna show you what happens if you actually rip the vellum first. I'm just gonna rip it here. And I'm kind of trying to rip it off the edges a little just so it gets a little bit of that, what would you call that? It gives it a little bit more levels on the outside. So as you can see, this is more flat. You can rip it obviously straight across if you want to, but I didn't want to. And then I'm also gonna put it through just a flat piece of paper. So I've got my embossing folder. I can actually fit both pieces on it. They might slightly overlap, but that's not gonna make a difference because it is on the embossed. It's gonna still go through the machine no matter what. So I've got my 2 sheets. And then remember, we are only using our 2 B plates. So it's gonna be right in between our 2 B plates. Right like that. And then right through the Cuttlebug. All right, so that can now go off to the side. And let's pull this out. My table's a little mess right now because we were just creating cards. So, all right, so how awesome does that look? So you've got your 2 different styles. Obviously you don't have to rip it if you don't want to. You can actually just put it down like that, or you can have that ripped look. I like the ripped look more. So just to show you, you can rip it after you have embossed it. I find it a little bit more challenging, but it also then follows the grooves of what you've cut, so it gives it a really cool look. But just finish ripping all this. Perfect. So as you can see that. And then what we're gonna do, like what we talked about the other day, is you can put things underneath your vellum. So I have the vellum on this side of my sheet, and I've actually used the Sugar Plum because I use the Sugar Plum shimmer brush. I use the Sugar Plum on the darker side, so this is the light side, light versus dark. I've cut it out using our basic hearts. So this is one of our thin cuts. It's the basic hearts. And as you can see, there's 4 different sizes. I used the second smallest. So if you want to say that. I've already put those through. I have a bunch of them here. I have to make a lot more. But what I'm going to start with is I've got my close to my heart glue here. So I've got my adhesive, and I'm going to simply put it on the back of my heart. And it's gonna go right under here. Put that down, and then this is going to go right over it. So how I want to glue my vellum is you can use glue dots, but I'm just gonna simply use the close to my heart glue. I know I have something going in the corner up here, so I'm just gonna throw some glue to hold down my vellum, and I also have something going over here. So I'm going to, once again, just put some glue under there to hold that vellum down. So also the sides are up, it gives it a little bit more dimension. So to finish off my hearts, I actually want to take some of my Sugar Plum glitter paper, if I can think of words. So I'm going to be taking my A plate, I'm throwing my magnetic plate on here, putting my shimmer, my Sugar Plum shimmer paper, glitter paper, that's a lot, Toshe. Blech. And I'm taking that same heart, the second smallest heart, and I am throwing this through. Getting that beautiful heart. I just think the shimmer gives your projects a lot of pop, which is also why I use the shimmer brush underneath. But we're gonna just throw that right over there, over what we just glued underneath. And then I used our basic, or the tags, they're called the fancy tags. So I used our mink paper here. This is the dark side, I'm on the light side. And I cut out a tag, and I'm actually just putting it in the corner here. So you can see a lot of my little sparkles are getting covered, but that's totally okay. I'm obviously on the next card, I'll make sure I focus more of where I'm putting it. But I'm gonna use this with one of our stamps. It's the True Love card making stamp. It's beautiful for any brides out there. It says save the date, bridal shower, rehearsal dinner, you're invited, thank you at the bottom. It's a beautiful, beautiful stamp. But I have the thank you. So I took one of our 2 by 3 1/4 blocks, and I actually lined it up prior to putting it on my tag. I actually had it off. I'm not taking it off here because it's lined up perfectly right now. But I had it off of my sheet. Let's just say I was using like the you're invited, and I put it down on my tag just to see where I wanted it. These 2 are separate pieces, lined them up, put my block down, pulled it up, and I had it exactly lined up where I wanted it to go. So I've got my thank you, and I have my charcoal ink here. and I had to season it. Once you season it, remember, make sure that you have your ink. I've got my thank you here. And how I'm lining it up is the way I did it is the T is coming under this circle and then my Y is going right into that little loop. So it's basically centered on there. So that's my little thank you. I'm gonna flip my Versamat back over. That's why it's perfect to use these. And then I'm gonna use my Close to My Heart glue once again and make sure I glue all of that back up. And I put the glue under here already, so it's just gonna pop right over that. And there you have it. And I could always put like a clear sparkle in that little tag spot, anything like that, but I thought that was a super cute, really simple card. And we're using two of the techniques that we did. We've got the shimmer brush, and we also have the vellum, the embossing of the vellum. Also, for the back of this, just to make it unique, because it is a handmade card, I love doing this, is I took one of our other stamps. This one is older, definitely older, but if you have it, it's called Way to Go Essentials. So it's this beautiful stamp right here, and I've taken this hearts off of it. And I've got my sugar plum ink right here. So I just made sure, once again, make sure that you season it. Got my hearts on there, and I just wanted to go simply across the bottom. Very simple touch. And then I also took another stamp, which I love taking stamps here. This was part of one of the recent campaigns, so I don't think it is available anymore. We might have one, so if you do really want it, let us know. We have to check, but I'm not sure. But it was called Growing Through It. I've taken the little heart off of here, and it says Made with Love. So that is one of our stamps. If you see us at any weekends in the near future, we will probably be making something with that stamp because it is just too cute. So if you want to take one of those classes, make sure that you take it with us. But I did the little heart from there, also in the sugar plum. And then I am doing the charcoal to do the Made with Love around it. So this is just a cute way if you are making any cards so whoever you're sending it to knows that you've actually made this card. You can also put your name on there or whatever, but it's just a super simple, cute way. So that's how I'm leaving this card, and then I figured I can just write on the inside. I also made it without the little shimmer brush splatter paint on that, but just so you can see, this one is obviously cut. I ripped this after I put it through the Cuttlebug. This one I ripped before I put through the Cuttlebug. So just so you can see that difference, but same card, and just adding that little bit of shimmer splatter just changes the whole entire look of the card. All right, and that is our first card, and now we will be off to making our page. We are here with the piece of paper that we had done for a few of the techniques. This has the white on white.
If you can see it, I'm not sure if you can. It's dried now. Oh, there you go. You can see the texture paste right there.
And then also the mint splatter paint with the shimmer brushes. So that's what that is. And this is the opaque matte texture paste. So that's what this is. We've been having a lot of fun today organizing and everything. So everything is so nice and neat now.
Trying to get ready for the new products that are coming out September 1st.
Yes. So we have this sheet here. We also will be going back to the shaker window. We have our shaker window with our pop-up we made. Remember, we made the shaker window out of the Share the Joy campaign. So we're going to go back to this quickly just to show you how to embellish that as well. And then we've got the white on white, the splatter paint, the one-of-a-kind embellishments, and then the embossing on vellum, which I have our sample here of the dots. So we've got a few different ways that we're going to show you these. We are going to, on this one at least, try and use everything. Maybe not doing the shaker window just because I'm going to keep that to the card. But with this layout here, I am going to use the embossing on the vellum and the one-of-a-kind embellishments as well, just to show you guys a little bit of that. But I'm going to put this to the side first, and we're going to go to the shaker window. So this is just, I love this. I love shaker windows. They're like my favorite cards to make now. Very close to the tea cards. I love my tea cards too. But something like this, you don't need to have all of these windows showing like we've said in the past. So even if you wanted to mute it a little bit, you could actually use one of the vellum, embossed vellum that you've made. But I showed you how to rip the edges the other day. I just want to make this neat. So I've got my handy dandy little photo trimmer here. So you have something like this and you want to do like the banner saying or something, you could even cover a few of these spots on here. Or you could have something just fun over the center, a little bit of a diagonal, so you still got that shake. But now you're highlighting this area as well to put something on it, a saying, a stamp, anything like that. You could do another circle saying.
You can even, since it's raised, you can even ink those dots so they pop up. Or you could use a shimmer brush and sit there and paint each one if you'd like.
You could use a dauber. But since it was one of the last days for me to use my sugar plum, I'll show you what she means by coloring the dots. You can put something like that over it, and then you can use any kind of paper, use a stamp, anything beautiful over that, and then you can, if I just clean this piece of Sweet Girl up.
Which is retiring August 31st.
Yes, so if you want any of the current campaigns, make sure you go get them. But something super simple like that, that little bit of vellum underneath totally gives it a completely different look. Don't you agree?
Oh, yes.
So just mix and match your different techniques that we've given you. This is just using a shimmer brush as well. And you can also throw on some texture paste onto this too. I know it's not white on white, which we've been talking about this week, but it will still give a little bit more dimension. So that might be fun. Texture paste on a thing like that. That would be fun. But just so you go back to this, because I know we forgot to do this. We went into organization instead, but I just wanted to show you how you can spruce up a card like this. Super simple. So putting that to the side. Bringing this back in. So we might be working a little bit with a brand new paper today. However, we cannot tell you the name of it until September 1st. So you're going to have to bear with us a little bit while we do this. All right, so make sure that's unlocked. I've got a piece here. So I'm going to cut this to a 6.5 by a 4.5.
April is using our cut rail
blade. Yes, I love this cutter. It's my favorite cutter ever. Got a photo mat here. I think I'm going to do it this way. And I also have my Close to My Heart ink, brand new one. So I'm going to pop this one open. And if you haven't used this before, like we've said in the past, it is dots, which is really cool. You can actually go over very intricate designs with this, and you can see the dots on it. They'll actually, if you have a scrap piece of paper underneath it, it'll stick to them.
Yes, and April meant it's our Close to My Heart glue, not ink.
Oh, did I say?
Yes, you did.
I've got ink on the brain. We've been organizing inks all morning and figuring out what's retiring, what's still here.
And what's coming out.
I know, they're so pretty. So one of the really fun things about our new Workshop Your Ways, which you'll be able to hear in a few days, I'm not really going to tell you much about them, but I will say there are a few different aspects of them, including some punch outs. So the one-of-a-kind embellishments for the upcoming campaigns are absolutely perfect, because in one of the paper packs, these were all punched out of paper. That comes with the Workshop Your Way kit. And I kept them because I was like, why would I throw out these beautiful little butterflies? So this is a perfect example of a one-of-a-kind embellishment. This is not intended to be an embellishment. It is my scrap paper. But if you think outside the box when you start to do things like this, you're going to see, oh, well, if I'm cutting this, I can now use what I'm punching out, or I can use the silhouette. Here's another example. I kept this because why not do something like that on a page? So super simple, just start to think outside the box when you are punching things. Same with the same paper pack that I'm talking about, has these as well as a punch out. Why not keep them? Use them as a journaling box, something like that. Ink the edges, use anything like that. But these things are really, really cool with our new coming up campaigns. It's our sneak peek. Just to show you that don't throw things out. Like this one's a little funky. He's a little funky. He's got a line through him. But you can still use it perfectly. Also, what I was showing you with these embellishments the other day, same thing, same paper pack. But look how perfect that looks now. It blends everything in, and I'm basically just using my scraps. I gotta find a few more of them. I have them in a bag down here. But just using my scraps, I could even do something like this.
Or you could get very creative and not only just use the zip strip as it is, you could cut it in half lengthwise.
I was thinking about doing that too.
Strips.
I'll show you a thinner strip with this. But even, look, mix and match. So that's a zip strip with a solid piece of paper. This is basically the half length of a zip strip. It's, instead of half an inch, it's a quarter of an inch. So our zip strips, just so you know, are half an inch.
And then you could take 3 or 4 of them and crisscross them.
Yep. Make a star. Do anything like that. But do some fun things. Throw a gem in there. Like, just mix it up and use what you've got on your paper. Okay, now I'm going to be bold. I'm going to show you some sneak peeks of the actual paper itself. But once again, just throwing some random little things in there to complete your page. There's a brand new ink colors coming out, which we don't have yet. They're coming in the mail tomorrow. But I'm going to totally like pop this up and ink it. But if I put this over this area now that I already have my texture paste on, it's going to look so cool. And your eye is going to then see that texture paste that you've just brought attention to. Or, this is a good, actually this is a very good example. I'm going to leave this here. And we are going to move this over. So we are all about the previews today, but I will tell you the name of this one. Just this one. This is our brand new stitched circle embossing folder. This is the only thing I'm telling you the name of. But it's beautiful and it works so well with the papers that are coming out. You will absolutely love it. So I put our vellum through it with our embossing folder. This is the embossing on vellum. How beautiful does that look? I absolutely love this. I think this is such a cool, different design. Yeah. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna layer this. I'm gonna put a little bit of glue on here. And what's nice about this is you can play with it too, to see where you want that design. Kind of like it when it's like that. And now I'm going to take my scissor. This is the non-stick scissor. You can use the regular micro tip. I just got this one right now. Just to show you something different to do.
And what's nice about this technique is that April was able to see right through the vellum to make it easier to cut.
Yep. What I also really like about this is now I've just made my own embellishment. So that is the whole thing about the one-of-a-kind embellishments. I showed you the one example of just taking crosses and putting them on the page, but there is so much out there that you can do. Because this was a scrap piece of paper, I took another technique that we had, and look, I just made something that pops on this page. I don't even have to have it as a journaling spot. I can now throw this underneath here, and it gives that corner just like that extra look. So make sure that when you are going out there and doing things like this, make sure that you are looking in different ways, because that's how you're gonna be able to incorporate these techniques and just thinking about it differently, I guess, right?
Yep, absolutely.
And like, look how cute this is. This is just a page that's basically thrown together, making one-of-a-kind embellishments, and using the white on white, the splatter paint, and our embossing on vellum.
And then you could take our foam tape and pop those butterflies and make them fly.
Yep. You can even have them all fly in the same way, whatever, perched onto things. Perch it. Anything like that. But just showing you all the different techniques. And that's Throw Together Thursday. Thank you for watching. We hope you enjoyed. If you have any questions on anything we did, I know we did a few different projects this time. Let us know. If you have any comments, anything like that, let us know. We are sitting outside of our beautiful garden that decided to just like bloom. So we're taking advantage of this beautiful weather that we're having that's starting to become fall-like. So, and we have some shout outs too. We were supposed to bring these to you in after 100, but we're bringing them to you now.
That's right, absolutely. So we want to shout out to Judy from Didsbury, Alberta. She likes our splatter paint with the shimmer brush.
Yes,
Thank
so
you,
I guess
Judy.
it's a good thing that we waited a little bit.
Yes,
for that one.
It is, definitely. Anna from Texas says she loves all of our techniques, so thank you so much, Anna.
We like them too, so thanks for liking them with us.
Jan from New Zealand, hi there.
Hi. Thanks for
We're-
watching from
yeah,
New Zealand.
That's awesome, and also, well, Alberta, Canada.
Oh yeah,
is
Canada
far,
too.
too. And
Sorry.
Liz from Swansea, Massachusetts, would like to have a gift technique. So
I think we can do that. We
Yes.
have a lot of new things that are brand new in our catalog coming up in
Awesome.
3 days.
Yes.
So make sure that you stay tuned to that because that's going to be a lot of new gift ideas. And some of the things that we saw at convention are amazing.
Yes.
Also, all the people that we saw at convention, don't worry. If we recorded you, we have those videos coming up too soon. So don't worry. We did not forget about you. I promise. So make sure that you stay tuned because you will be featured on our YouTube channel as well. We do have our weekend in December, so December 5th through 8th. Make sure that you go check it out. I'm getting like sun. There we go. So make sure that you go check out our weekend. It is still up there. Make sure you get in your registration form. We've got a great group of ladies so far, and we'd love to have you join us as well. So I guess that's Throw It Together Thursday, and we'll see you on Tuesday.
Bye.
Bye. Sit down. She's struggling. Yeah. Got her.
What is this? This is Sinclair.
Wow. Really crowded street. It's okay. Do it.
Traffic jam.
Glitter just gives. I just dropped the plate. Oops.
Oops. A little messy, but that's okay.
X marks the spot. Looks like a puppy dog.
Woof.
Oh, my heart. Hold on. Oh, what'd I do?
Oh, I have no idea. Except the traffic.
If we butchered your town, I'm very, very sorry.
Yes.
Thanks for watching, guys. Oh, my arm.